I mean, even when I was in a relationship, what do we want the most? I want somebody to love me, love my soul, love who I am at my deepest, innermost self. So, man, God can be the lover of my soul and the keeper of my spirit. None can separate us, for we are one. So shall thy wisdom guide me, thy presence dwell within me, thy love keep me, and thy life envelop me now and forevermore. I rest in thee. So I asked, and it was answered, and that's usually how it works. And the more energy I put behind the question, the quicker that answer comes. So there is a law common to all people, which responds to every man's belief in life at the level of that belief. No man can be happy who lives in a continuous state of condemnation of people, conditions, and things. We must learn to praise and not condemn. So what this means is that when I first got introduced into spiritual laws, I was in a very selfish place in my life, but it didn't mean that the laws didn't respond. It didn't mean that I wasn't given gifts. God's grace is available to us. We just have to ask for it. We don't earn it. We don't become wonderful people and then God says, now you're worthy. We ask and God says, okay, here it is. But the process of it, the process of learning, and once I start gaining this knowledge, I can't go back to ignorance. And so as that expands, I have to change my behaviors to expand with the knowledge I'm being given. And it is responded to me in that which I believe. And no man can be happy who lives in a continuous state of condemnation of people, conditions, and things. We must learn to praise and not condemn. If I am judging, I am not in humility. And if I'm judging, then I'm putting myself somewhere above God. Because I don't know what's the best for you, and I certainly don't always know what's the best for me. So spirit then is all there is at this very hour, and all creation is spirit. I love this. The universe is a spiritual system, impregnated with divine ideas and peopled with spiritual forms. The ideas of God are perfect laws on their way to producing complete and perfect effects. The universe is alive, conscious, awake, and aware. It is love and life. It is law and order. It is a cosmos. But here it gets interesting. No matter what the lips may be saying, the inner thought outspeaks them, and the unspoken word often carries more weight than the spoken. So I can stand up here and I can tell you, this kind of goes back to what I just read. Sometimes I'll run into somebody and they'll tell me all these amazing things that are happening in their life, and out of my lips will come, that is so wonderful. I'm so happy for you. And inside I'm thinking, are you kidding me? I mean, I'm doing this, and this, and this person is getting these gifts. Are you kidding me? Where do they get more than me? Or I'll see somebody in this long-term relationship and I'll think even they can find love. Are you kidding me? So it doesn't matter what my lips say. It doesn't matter what comes out. God knows my heart. And the universe hears what my heart is expressing. So although all of you may see me as, oh, she just loves everybody. Let me tell you, I don't always. and that's where it comes back to, I can ask for it. Because I know that when I am in that spirit, when I am in that love, I'm a better person. And I feel and experience more love from others. So it's a continuum. That's that law of polarity. I need to know one to know the other. But in knowing one, I can ask for the other. I can have that awareness and move around that continuum of okay, I can see I'm not feeling real good. I'm being a little prideful. I need to come back to this. How do I get there? I get there through God. And I can get there by asking. And when I know it here and I know it here, it's much more beautiful than just knowing it here. The highest mental practice is to listen to this inner voice and to declare its presence. When I acknowledge God, when I acknowledge my connection, and I acknowledge your connection. I can't acknowledge mine without acknowledging yours. I can't see that cord of light that connects me into this earth and connects me into this universe without seeing it also connected to yours. If I honor mine, I have to honor yours. And if I honor yours, I have to honor mine. And it's beautiful. When I'm in that state, and I'll tell you, I'm there this morning. When I can do that, when I'm highly meditated and I'm connected and I see my light shine, I see yours too. Man, do I see it. And the trees are brighter and the sky is brighter and those clouds just, everything. I become so connected with all that is around me. And it is the most amazing, beautiful place to be. And it is not connected to my pocketbook, to my relationship status, to my outfit, to my car. It is truly only connected to the divine that is in me and the divine that is in you. So the highest mental practice is to listen to this inner voice and to declare its presence. The greater a man's consciousness of this indwelling I am, the more fully he will live. This will never lead to illusion, but will always lead to reality. All great souls have known this and have constantly striven to let the mind of God express through their mentalities. The Father that dwelleth in me, he doeth the works. This was the declaration of the great master, and it should be ours also. Not a limited sense of life, but a limitless one. It's impossible to divorce spiritual understanding from the proper use of mental law. The spirit within man is God, and only to the degree that we listen to and seek to obey the spirit shall we really succeed. At present, very few people differentiate between the spirit of the universe and the law of the universe. The Spirit of God, which we think of as the Heavenly Father, is a divine presence, while the law is a mechanical force. But this teaching should not be confused with the idea that we can show people how to get what they want regardless. True prayer must be, thy will be done. But the implication relative to the will of God in this prayer is not a submission to the inevitability of evil or limitation. It is a knowledge that the will of God is always good. If I'm saying, and I tell you that I believe God is love and light and power and beauty and all of these things, then when I ask for God's will, how can I expect anything less? When I'm in fear, I'm in my own mind. I'm following my own counsel. I am limited by what I think is possible. When I connect to Source and I ask Source to give me, that your will, that's what I want. Where do you guide me on my way? This is what I'd like to see happen. If that is not your will, I trust where you're taking me. And when I do that, the gifts are beyond. I can't fathom what it is. I am incapable of seeing what that is. If I was capable, I wouldn't need God to guide me and get me there. Science of mind does not promise something for nothing. It does, however, tell us that if we comply with the law complies with us. No man can demonstrate peace and cling to unhappiness. He can demonstrate resignation and call it peace, but it will not be peace. No man can jump into the water and remain dry. This is contrary to law and to reason. Now the rest of this next sentence is in capitals, so that means it's pretty important. No person whose entire time is spent in the contemplation of limitation can demonstrate freedom from such limitation.
Can you repeat that?
No person.
Slow down. Repeat it again.
No person whose entire time is spent in the contemplation of limitation can demonstrate freedom from such limitation. And what that means is if I ask for something and I follow that asking with the 10 reasons why it's never going to happen, then in my heart and in my soul and in the energy that I'm putting back out into this universe, I have just depleted everything I've asked for, and I have confirmed with the laws of the universe that it is not possible. Therefore, I will stay right where I'm at. The law itself must be willing to give, because in so giving, life is self-expressed. If we are particles of God, and God is all love, all light, all beauty, all power, omnipotent, omnipresent, if I claim these things to be true, then I have to understand that as a particle of the same, when I am embracing the possibilities, when I am embracing love, and I am in the spirit of that, then I am allowing God to embrace creation. I'm doing what my purpose and my intention for being here is. Lessons on prosperity and mental control of conditions are sometimes dangerous because of the misunderstanding of this subject. Science of mind is not a get-rich-quick scheme. Neither does it promise something for nothing. It does, however, promise the one who will comply with its teachings that he shall be able to bring greater possibilities and happier conditions into his experience. Dina, I'm going to talk about us here a minute.
Okay, baby.
We're headed down to Fort Lauderdale, right? We got this business idea, and we're driving down, and we are pumped. I mean, we are pumped, and the sun is shining. We've been in the car, about 12, 13 hours by this time?
Halfway.
And the sun is up, and we got the sky thing open, and we're like, woo! I mean, we're just, yes! And what is the greatest thing we can hope to get from this weekend? The greatest thing that we can get from this weekend is not $1 million, it's $1 million each. We go down there with our non-disclosure agreements. This is funny, but this was serious stuff. We're down there with our non-disclosure agreements. We've got our product in hand, and we are ready. We are ready to rock it. We're ready for Wayne Dyer to sign us up, and give us a shout out on the stage. This is what we went. This was our intent going down there. And then we're both quiet for a minute, and we're like, okay, what is the least? If we have to walk away with the least of something, what is that something going to be? Clarity. Okay, if we walk away with some clarity and wisdom, that's the least we want from this weekend. Well, the funny part about that is that we've been studying Solomon, and Solomon says the greatest thing you can ask for is wisdom and knowledge. It's the greatest thing we can ever gain is wisdom and knowledge. Well, let me tell you, I do not have $1 million in my bank account, but I have been altered. From what we experienced in that weekend, I've been altered from the inside out. And I have a greater clarity and a greater wisdom. Parts of it I can't talk about without sobbing. Truly, life altering. I cracked from the inside. And that's another thing that Gabby said up there. She says, when you crack an egg on something from the outside, you're breaking the egg. But when an egg cracks from within, it's life and it's growing. And that's what happened. It was a crack from within, and I'm telling you, it was visual. My light just went, and I'm sobbing, and I had a new awareness. I found something deeper in me that I didn't know existed. It was incredible. So ultimately, we shall see that the universe rests on the shoulders of love, that God is love, and that all the errors of man are the result of ignorance of his own true nature. The laws don't quit working because we're ignorant of them, or because we outright deny them. One of the laws, not a spiritual law, but we have the law of gravity. It doesn't choose one of us over another. If the Pope fell off the building, he's going to hit the ground. There's no favoritism in the laws. So I can deny them. Maybe I don't know about them, but that's what I was saying earlier. Once that knowledge starts, once the awareness of what is, I can't go back. I can't unlearn that. And therefore I have a responsibility, if I want to grow in this, to keep learning and keep changing as I learn. I need to be humble in this. And I need to have the faith that the humility and will carry me through, because God is all good and all love. As we sow, so shall we reap. These are earnest words. In the long run, nothing judges us but the law of cause and effect. So what actions am I practicing? What am I doing today to bring about the effects that I want? If I'm feeding the soil, and I put in the soil and I say, okay, this is what I want, and I'm we don't plant a tomato and expect a carrot. But if I plant a tomato plant, and I walk out to that garden every day and I block the sun and I pour weed killer on it because I don't want any of the things that are coming up with it, I'm going to kill that tomato too. And then I can't walk away and say I don't understand. And that's the knowledge, that's the wisdom, that's the accepting, that's the asking and waiting for the answers. And this is so appropriate because I am in a place where I keep thinking I know where I'm headed, and then I'm not sure. But if there's one thing that I'm absolutely sure of is that divine light that's in me. I love that song, Diana, I really did, and I feel it, and I'm aware of it. And the love that's in my heart, and for those of you who came out today because I was up here, I can't tell you how that touches me at such a deep level. And I honor you in whatever belief it is you practice. And wherever you go from here on this day, I wish you nothing but joy and nothing but peace and nothing but love and God's light. Thank you so, so very much for being his wife.
All right.